Page 26, Playfulness. Well, this is in the key of D major, 2 sharps, C and F sharp, yay, okay. Got all that, that's good, we're good to go. At the top of the page, they're given a new time signature of 6/8. Well, as I've said before, if you understand what the numbers are about, it doesn't matter what the time signature is. Here, there's 6 beats in a measure, or we're going to count to 6. Yuck. But we're counting eighth notes instead of quarter notes, and that's really the difference. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, you just simply treat an eighth note like a quarter note. You give it a count. They give you a rhythm chart, I'm not interested in that. And they give you some time values for 6/8, I'm not interested in that. You can work through that. Just know that an eighth note gets a count, so all the other notes have to adjust accordingly. Like a quarter note now gets 2 counts. A half note now gets 4. In Playfulness, let's look at this. Look at the first measure. You've got 6 eighth notes in it. Well, that makes sense because we're counting eighth notes. It's in 6/8 time. And normally in 6/8 time, not always, but normally you'll see them beamed together in groups of 3. You see, 6/8 time has more than one set of natural accents it can have. Every measure has, or every time signature has natural accents. And in any time signature, the strongest natural accent is always the first beat of a measure. That's it. So if you don't accent anything else, at least feel that accent at the first beat of a measure. You don't force it, you feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, most of the time, 6/8 time will be felt in 2. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1. And you have to be careful because a lot of times that just turns into triplets. 1 enda, 2 enda, 1 enda, 2 enda. Well, they don't want triplets, they want 6/8 time. But the difference is very slight. It's almost like, so what's the difference? People play it in 6/8 time. A lot of times it just sounds like it's in 2. A lot of marches are written in 6/8 time because it's left, right, left, right. But you think it's triplets. 1 enda, 2 enda, 1 enda, 2 enda. It isn't. They're written in 6/8 time. So they're beamed together according to that feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. But 6/8 time can have a different one because it can also be felt in 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not very often it's done, but it can be, is my point. And in that case, the eighth notes would probably be beamed in groups of 2. Whatever. Just so you know. Here, we're sticking with groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's pretty much it. So in Playfulness, it's soft, and it starts out with both hands playing the same stuff. That was fine, except I didn't play it soft. You have to decide what soft is to you, and it kind of depends on how you feel at that moment, on that day, at that time, in that place. And here it sounds like both hands really have the melody. Maybe they do, I don't know, it doesn't say. But if you look at the second line, the right hand clearly has it. So my inclination is, if that's the case, then in the first line, the right hand probably has the melody. And so even though the left hand's playing the same notes, I'm going to keep the left hand a little softer. Because you can accompany someone who is singing melody by singing the melody too in a different octave, but you're still not melody, you're accompaniment, so you got to stay softer, is my point. Other people would disagree. They would say, no, both hands are melody, play them the same. And that's fine. That's part of the beauty of music, is there's no one right way. It's how do you interpret it. I just chose to do the right hand as melody because of the second line and the way they're doing it. Second line, the left hand has the chords. You got a 1 chord and a 5/7 chord, 1 chord and a 4 chord. You got the primary chords. Cool. the left hand plays it, just bring it over. Now, as far as actual playing goes, when you see something like this last measure here where one hand's going over, generally you're not going to hold that note out a full 3 counts. You can't. There isn't time to get up here on count 4. You know, it doesn't work. You got to cut it short to get up here. And normally, in these, because these will move a little quicker, you're going to play that dotted quarter note. You're going to play it like an 8th note. So you got plenty of time to get up here. And it goes by so fast, nobody knows the difference. If I were going to finger this and play it the way it's written, I would not finger it the way they're saying to. So let's just stick with theirs. That note, just play it more like an 8th note than a dotted quarter note. We make these little adjustments in the music. If you're a kind of person who, that's what the music says, so that's what I have to do, boom, then you may have some real problems in music as the music gets more difficult, because that's not how it works. You don't always do it exactly as it says. You have to make adjustments for various things. And this is an example of that. There's a fermata there in the second measure, second line. So I'm going to, that's 3, the note's 3 counts. I'm just going to double that and hold it 6 counts when I play with a metronome. Otherwise, I would just feel how long I think I should hold it. It's a feel thing. The tempo, it says scherzando. A scherzando is a playful thing or a prankish thing. It's a, I don't know how fast that is. But it helps get into the feeling, and that's where the articulation starts to make a little more sense. Because at the beginning there's no articulation given, so we just connect it, we play it legato. But then in the third measure you have a staccato. And then an accent in the next measure. Then in the next line, hold that longer, and then a sforzando. A sforzando, you see in the third measure, second line, the SFZ, sforzando. It is a major accent. It is a musical bang. Don't get vulgar with it. It's just serious, and it's staccato. And then you're staying. It's like the finished statement, like, hey, here we are, type thing. Let's go over this very slowly together, just to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not doing the dynamics here. I just want to double check the notes and the rhythms to make sure you got those, because everything starts with that. And then you add all this other stuff on top of it. So if you don't have the right notes and rhythms, then you have no chance of playing this correctly ever, until you fix the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 6 counts because there's 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 5, 6. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Rest. Rest. 5, 6, off.